Hey, good evening, or whatever time of day it is for you. My name is Matthew Lynn, and I'm presenting my Unit 6 Mastery Assignment of mattlin.com, the final presentation of Computer Science 434 Web Programming. Well, the contents of my web page. First, I'm going to talk about which I used, the programs I used. I used GitHub and GoDaddy. Then I'm going to talk about my index page, my projects page, schedule builder, flight currency tracker, cocktail suggestion, cocktail of the week, and the content page. All right, first, the decision to use GitHub over W3 Schools. I've used W3 Schools, love W3 Schools. I decided to give GitHub a try because I know that's more universal in the community to use GitHub to collaborate and collaborate. So on with that, I do regret a little bit. I did use W3 Schools near the end just to play around with it, and it's so much quicker because every time I hit a commit change, I had to wait a couple of minutes to actually see the change take place. Where W3 Schools, you hit run and it shows you right away. So I did convert a little bit to W3 Schools at the end to run code a little bit faster, and then took that code and put it into my GitHub repository to run it. Cool. Also for this project, I used GoDaddy, so I got a domain for mattlin.com. Hopefully one day I can use that to be an actual resume piece for me. But for now, I just have that, and I kind of cheated, and I forwarded going mattlin.com to my GitHub practice page. Let's go look at that. Cool. Index page first. Before we get into that, I want to walk you through getting there. So like I said, you go mattlin.com. You see there, it's going to change it, and it sends us over to mat.github.io. So this is my landing page here. The landing page, so first of all, this website is built as a resume, is what I thought, like a way to advertise myself so I could get another job in test, and also with a computer science background. So web programming, I figured this was a good time to practice and come up with an idea for that. So the landing page is my template. I built this one, and I just copied the internal CSS from this page onto all the other pages, except for the products, and we'll get to that and why. At the top of the page, I have my navigation bar. My navigation bar has animation to it, CSS animation, so when you hover over it, they get bigger and they highlight. And I used headings to make it bold, just regular paragraphs. Here I had a practice with a link, so it links a picture to my dog there. And then I have images here that represent me. I have family at the top, my current job here, and then the soccer team I follow. At the bottom, I embedded a YouTube video of music that I enjoy. I originally wanted this to be like an autoplay, so there's ambiance to the page. However, Google Chrome now restricts you from autoplaying, so it won't autoplay, but it's there for people to hit. And then at the bottom, I have a footer. So I'll take a look at the code just real quick here. The index. Here, I also added the content width and device width. So now it will work on cell phones as well. You can see that there. It's all formatted, and that's hard to do. Look at that. Okay. So here's the code. You can see there's some parts in here that aren't used. Like I said, this is a template, so I copied and pasted this into all my other pages. So there's some elements here that aren't used on the index, but they'll be used later in my page. Here, the video, the YouTube embedded, was going outside the border, so when you looked at it mobile, it got cut off, and I didn't like that. So this is added here to mitigate that. Here's my navigation bar with the links to all my other pages. As you can see over here, it links to those. Here's that header with the about me. And then I also have an inline CSS here just to put the line across, so it kind of breaks up the page into different sections. And then down here's that video container that we talked about with the embedded, and then there's the footer. So like I said, you'll see this CSS over and over again through my website. Cool. Next is the projects page. This was the first linked page that I built. That's why it's completely different. This was my first experiment with actual CSS. So you see a rudimentary navigation bar at the top. I have a picture there that doesn't fit very well. I added color to some of the words. As you can see, a very experimental page. But From here, it links to all the projects that I built to meet the unit requirements, or most unit requirements. And then also I have a fun one in there too that I just wanted to experiment with. You can see here, just it's a little bit different. This was the first try at CSS. All right, so that's under the projects tab, the projects tab. You can see there's different tabs here. I'm not super thrilled about the way that turned out because now it kind of feels disjointed, where I have tabs here that you can't get to from just the home page. You have to go into this page. So rearranging would be necessary. Cool. In here, we're going to go to the first one, and that's the schedule builder. So here's the schedule builder here. How this works is I have a drop-down date display. So you select that, and it auto changes the date here to the date that you're creating a schedule for. This came out of necessity because our scheduling shop had lost the program that they had. So I was like, oh, what a challenge. I'll try and see if I could come up with something for that. So this is my first attempt, and it's grown since my original attempt there. Here you just add names. You'd add whoever's on the line to fly. You put their name there and what position they're going to be in flight. And down here you can add people who are just going to be on the office. They're not flying or anything. And over here you can add meetings. Everything you hit add. And then if you make a mistake, you just hit delete there. And then we hit publish PDF. You can see here it downloads the PDF form. And we can open up and all of our changes are right in there. Cool. Also during this was the form unit, and we were told to also use or try out an external like form building website. So I decided to use JotForm because it was free and I didn't have to do any sort of sign up. This is it. Me personally, I think it looks amazing. It was super simple to do. The only problem I have with it is that it's not as flexible. So if I wanted to add in the future to put different spots for like pilot sensors and let's say another spot, or I wanted any sort of formatting and also the printing the PDF function, I just found it was easier to just build it myself than to use this form. But I think those forms are a great idea as well. Right. The code for this guy here, that is under scheduling program.html. This one, by the way, this was used. This was a practice of using external CSS along with an external script page. So you can see those right below here, the script and the styles that it will call to. Here's the different sections that are the classes that get sent to the script. And then the script is, so add shift, there's your script for inputting that. Cool. This one's kind of a beast. There's a lot going on here. The difficult part for this that I want to point out was building that PDF. So getting a JavaScript PDF in there. And then the part that I really had a problem with I would publish it, and I was super frustrated with this, publish it, all the words would be jammed together, and then it would run on and it wouldn't fit on the page. So in order to fix that, I added a 10 to everything. So it spaces everything by 10. I don't know what the actual format, like 10 pixels, 10, I don't know. But 10 was the magic number there. And then over here, I have the if statement that if you put in an input plus that 10 on there and it's larger than the page height, it now auto creates a new page, adds a page. So now it just flows naturally into the next page. So that is my scheduling program there. Sorry, I have these slides I do. Oh, look at that. All right, that was the code that I was kind of proud of that I wanted to show and highlight. All right, next was the JavaScript practice. So this was the unit to practice JavaScript. This started off as a very simple JavaScript. All I had was sorties flown this month, sorties flown last month, sorties flown a couple months ago. And you would just put in the number, hit calculate, and it would give you a total. That's all it did. And then slowly I added to calculate, and then it has a response window here, or a result. We'll say window for now. Sorry about that. And then from there, I added an if/or kind of statement with the experience. So being experience, you need 10 sorties, so this has to add up to 10. Inexperience, so now has to add up to 15. And then I added the or, Then I added the or, where you need 10 sorties or you need at least 4 in this month. So that's what happened with the JavaScript. And then the difficult part of this JavaScript, which I wanted to highlight for you, was the months. I thought it'd be super simple. I'd be like, okay, just whatever month it is, put it in there. Turns out it was difficult to get that because the way it reads it is in an array. So January is 0, February is 1, March 2, so on and so forth and so forth. What happens if you're in the month of January and then last month was December? How does it go backwards? Okay, so you take 0, you subtract 1 month, and now you have -1. That's not in the array. So I was like, okay, add 12. Yeah, add 12. That gives you -1 plus 12. You're at 11. You're back at December. Perfect. December is 11. However, what that did is now you're in August. You subtract 1. So from 7, August is 7, you subtract 1, takes you to 6, which is July. And then you add 12 automatically, which now you're at 18. Well, what I did was I added a modulus of 12. So divide 18 by 12 and give the remainder, and the remainder would be 6, puts you back at July. So that's the modulus. What I should have done, I was tired that day, what I should have done is just done an if statement. It would have been so much easier. I would have just said, if the value is less than 0, add 12. Otherwise, don't. That's what happens when you code when you're tired, I guess, or you try to build things when you're tired. Alright, so here's a quick look at that there. So let's say I'm a new guy, so I'm inexperienced. I have 4 sorties there, 4 sorties there, 4 sorties there, very consistent. Okay, I had 12. I need more sorties. Okay, let's say I killed it this month. I have 6 sorties this month. Okay, now I have enough. Alright, what if I was consistent and I had 5 each month? Is that good? Yeah, that's good. 15. So I have enough. That's how that works, basically. Pretty simple. Okay. Next is a pet project. This one was just for funsies. So like I said, a hobby is building cocktails for my wife and myself. And if I'm away on TDY or she's away and she needs a cocktail, I was like, here's a cocktail suggestion. These are the 3 questions I typically ask her. Like, what kind of cocktail does she want? Does she want a strong one, a spirit forward, or does she want something sweet? She would decide. Then I always ask, like, okay, well, what kind of alcohol are you feeling? Typically, she's kind of a gin person. And then I ask what kind of profile. Right now I have smoky, herbal, or fruity. She tends to like herbal. So get a suggestion, and boom, it gives you a cocktail suggestion there and how to make it. Code for this, I should have, well, if I had more time, I should have learned how to do databases. But since I didn't do that, you can see here, I just kind of brute forced it. So here's your inputs, takes your inputs, choose your cocktail, choose your spirit, choose a flavor, and then based on what you have, it puts them together. And here, puts them together into a value, turns it into a cocktail, and then the cocktail, it goes off of, so we said anyways, there's all of them. So you do spirit forward, tequila, smoky, boom, it gives you the mezcal margarita. That's that program. So again, just a fun one that I did. To stick to the script here, and there you go. That was that guy. All right, for unit 3, we had to do a multimedia how-to guide. So I had already built. This is, as you can see, the index page format. So it was already there. It was already done. I just kind of copy and pasted it in. Filled in the information as needed. You can see here that information that wasn't used earlier. I use it there with the LI. There's some inline CSS there. And then the difficult part of this was the first time I ever made a YouTube video. So pretty proud of building a YouTube video, editing it, adding sound. But that's this page. Yeah. And then the final page I want to show is Contact Me. This was originally a practice for all the links that I had, and then I consolidated it. I added the navigation tab, so I didn't need all those links anymore. And the only thing that really was applicable was the email for Contact Me. I also have to check out my website. I would have linked you to Matlin, but then I figured out how to link it all automatically. Sorry, my dog keeps coming up. Link it automatically. So that's kind of a useless one there. But if you hit the Contact Me, it opens up a Outlook page for you with it already addressed to contact me at matlin.com, and you can send your feedback there. And this was the first time I learned how to do the email part. So there you have it in there. Mail to at contact. And then it auto opens it.